Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hey, hi, my name is Kailin, and I like to post videos mainly about feeling really good in your skin, confidence, vlogs, eating disorder recovery, all of that good stuff, being really intuitive with yourself. And in today's video, we're gonna be doing a rapid fire tattoo tour 2025 edition. I got my first tattoo around 6-7 months ago, and now I currently have 12. So in this video, I'm going to go over all of them, and I'm going to try to go in the order that I got my tattoos. I'm going to talk about placements, meanings. They don't all have meanings, just FYI. And also like the pain scale. I get a lot of questions about my tattoos, so I figured I would just do a sit-down video where I could answer all of them and just go through everything together. I'm definitely not done getting tattoos. I love tattoos, and I waited so long to get them. Again, I got my first one when I was 28 years old, which I do think maybe waiting until your brain is fully formed is probably a good idea when it comes to tattoos, because if I were to get tattoos when I was, I don't know, 18, I personally might have regretted them. But I've gotten that question before of like, well, what if you regret your tattoos? Especially because I got mine pretty impulsively. And the thing is that I think that one day, if for whatever reason I don't love my tattoos, that they're just part of me and part of my story, and I don't think that it's truly that deep or that serious. There are going to be things that we don't like about our body or about who we are or whatever it might be, and we just kind of accept those things. For example, my pinky toes are some ugly little motherfuckers, okay? As somebody who does sports, who walks a lot with her dogs, I don't know, they're like distorted. I don't really have a nail, and it doesn't bother me. It's just part of me, and I can live with it and I can accept it. And if one day I'm like, damn, those tattoos are ugly, I don't think that that will ever happen to me, but if it does, then it does, and that's okay. My body, my choice. And if you are new to my channel, then you should already know that about me. I'm big on body autonomy. But in my mind, tattoos are not as serious as people make them seem. Yes, they are permanent, but they are fun, they are arts. My tattoo artist and I like to joke that I'm very much like, do what you want. I don't really care. As long as she's happy. I trust her so much. I'm gonna leave my tattoo artist details in the description down below if you're from Montreal and you wanna get a fine line tattoo. Almost all of my tattoos are fine line, and I love them. I love them so much. So let's get into the video. The very first tattoo that I got was a spine tattoo. In my mind, I was like, I'm gonna go big or go home. I personally love larger tattoos, more statement pieces. I have smaller tattoos that I'm gonna show you in this video as well, but there's just something about a big tattoo that really, I love it so much. And so this tattoo runs along my spine, and the primary focus of this tattoo is for me to get a snake. I love snakes. You're gonna notice that a lot of my tattoos follow like, I don't know, like popular, and I don't wanna say trends, but a lot of people have these things tattooed on their body. And I think that a lot of people have them tattooed because they're beautiful, or the message behind it is really fun. And for me, I have been through a lot in my life, but this last year or two has been so much for me. The end of a 7-year relationship, the loss of a lot of really important people to me. It's just been a fucking whirlwind. And for me, the snake was sort of just a symbol of rebirth and of sort of starting this tattoo journey for me. Snakes, as we all know, they shed their skin, and I have lived so many different lives. I've gone through so many different phases in my life, even just from recovering from my eating disorder. And so I think that the symbolism behind the snake is really cool. Like the idea to release what's old and then grow into what's new when it comes to that shedding cycle. And then along the spine, there is also just like ornamental details. I love just little details that make it look a little bit feminine, a little bit fun. It's not much deeper than that. And I also really like snakes. I know a lot of people are afraid of them, and I am not. I think that they are so cute. I love a little garden snake. I was that kid in elementary school who wanted that like yellow boa around her neck. Like, I love all animals. And yeah, a lot of my tattoos do fall into like animal or mythical creature kind of category. And so that was my very first tattoo. My tattoo artist was a bit shocked that I was going to start with a spine tattoo, but I love the placement. I feel like it's very sexy. I get a lot of compliments on it, especially in the summer when I wear like a lower back shirt or something like that. And yeah, I think that it's hot. I think spine tattoos are hot and I really like mine. And honestly, I forget that it's there a lot of the time because I don't see it. So it's been just a fun addition to my avatar. And the pain, because it was my first tattoo, I was going in expecting that it would be super, super painful, especially because it was going to be on my spine. I was like, yep, this is gonna hurt. It really did not. The lower that you get on your back, so closer to like your tailbone or whatever it might be, that does start to sting. That starts to hurt a little bit more, and I would give that like a 5 or 6 on 10. But in general, for the rest of the tattoo, I was closing my eyes, and honestly, the position that I was sitting in was more uncomfortable because like my feet were going numb rather than the tattoo itself. So that tattoo pain, I would probably give that overall like a 4 on 10, a 3 to 4 on 10, but then that lower part, that hurts a little bit more. So just to keep that in mind. The second tattoo that I got was this ornamental piece over here on my forearm. And this is a butterfly. And originally I was just gonna get this little butterfly right here in the middle, but I, again, like bigger, more statement pieces. And so I wanted to add just ornamental detail. So I added some symmetrical moons, some dot work. There's some cute little hearts. I'm a really big fan. This is what I always joke and call my basic bitch tattoo because it doesn't have meaning other than I really like butterflies. And some of my tattoos also got meaning after I got them, which I found was a very interesting process for me because some people, and some of my tattoos as well that I'll talk about, go in with the mindset of like having a lot of meaning already, whereas some of mine I'm like, meh, I just really like it. And then it ended up developing just a deeper meaning overall. And so for me, butterflies, it is kind of similar to the snake where, you know, you grow, you evolve, you change. And I've gone through so many changes in my life. And a lot of my tattoos do symbolize growth, change, transformation. And if I look at just the entirety of my life, I know that the change that I've gone through is insane. And I know that I'm going to continue to go through so many changes, and I'm so excited to meet every single version of myself and who I become. And so this, in general, it's just a basic bitch tattoo. Truly, that's what it is. I love a butterfly. I think anybody who has a butterfly tattoo, I love you. You already move up in my head of like just this cool person. It's so much fun. I also have a couple other butterflies that I'm going to show you. But this tattoo really did not hurt. I think that the forearm is a pretty safe spot. Like even the shading on the butterfly, nothing really did hurt. I would give it a 2 on 10, something like that. Like I'm not going to give any of these tattoos a 0 on 10 because I personally, I don't think that they hurt that much, but they're also fine lines, so that's something to consider. However, all tattoos will come with a little bit of pain, but the best way that I can describe it, and somebody described it this way to me, and I think that it was very true, is like it basically feels like you have a mild sunburn and then little cat scratches or like a little needle is scratching you, and that's how it felt. Yeah, I love it. I love the placement of the inner forearm. Personally, if you're gonna get something on your forearm or your wrist or whatever it might be, like I was thinking a little bit about placement with some of these tattoos. This arm is what I consider my patchwork arm, and then this eventually will be a little bit of an ornamental sleeve, which I'll get into. And then with this butterfly, on the same day, I got my dragon tattoo over here on my forearm. This is one of my favorite tattoos. I fucking love dragons. As you can see on the bookshelf behind me, I love fantasy. So I just wanted to get something that was powerful and also symbolized kind of like guardianship, like a little guardian angel, but instead of an angel, it being a dragon. I don't know, I think that that's pretty badass. This dragon in particular, what's so interesting about this piece for me is that I didn't originally go in with the idea of getting Haku from Spirited Away. I loved that movie as a child. Spirited Away has such a, I don't know, a really soft spot in my heart. I remember watching it with my sister and honestly being a little bit scared, but like really enjoying the movie. If you've never seen it, please watch it. I think it's on Netflix. But once I got this tattoo, so many people were asking me, oh, is that the dragon from Spirited Away? And at first my answer was like, nope, it's just a dragon. But the more that I looked at the dragon, like even though it doesn't look exactly like Haku, there are similarities with like the body and just the way that the dragon kind of looks and its anatomy that I get what people are saying. And one of the major themes in Spirited Away is like forgetting your name, forgetting your sense of self, your identity. And it's almost like this rediscovery of self. And for me, getting this tattoo, this meaning came afterwards, by the way. It's kind of like reclaiming your sense of identity, who you are. And I also see it as, like I said, my little protector, and I'm going to get more into that when I explain another one of my tattoos after. But it's kind of like this loss of yourself and then this rediscovery of it. And I think that as somebody who also had an eating disorder for a very, very long time, for over 10 years of my life, that's very important to me. Just the idea that like I did lose myself and then I rediscovered myself. Then I'm also in a process of doing that. And I will be in a process of doing that for the rest of my life, which I love. Very fun. But he is my little guardian angel, which again, it has more meaning than just for me, which I'm going to explain shortly. Honestly, dragons are just badass, and that's truly the reason why I originally got it, and then all of the other meaning just kind of ended up making sense with time. The next tattoo that I got was my sweet little fairy girl. She sits over here on my right arm, and she's sitting on a moon. She's looking very pensive and she's looking a little bit sad. And for me, the fairy represents my inner child, and I went into this tattoo thinking about that. I did not have the best childhood growing up. There was a lot of darkness, but I did find so much, I don't know, peace, love, hope in like the fantastical world of books or movies, shows, all of those things. And when I was little, I wrote a book about this little girl who had access to this like fairy garden in her backyard, that she would basically go there when she was so sad and make up all of these stories and go on all of these adventures with her fairy friends. I don't know. I loved fairies, and so I wanted to get this for my younger self. For me, it's just a reminder of innocence, of magic, but I made her a little bit sad looking, a little bit pensive, because as a child, that is how I felt a lot of the time, even though I didn't show it. I was a very happy, bubbly kid, kind of like the same personality I would say that I have right now, but I was always bordering, it felt like, between two worlds. And the fairy is kind of like this mythical world, and so for me there's just a lot of deep ties when it comes to like my sensitive nature as a child, to the magic of books, mythical creatures. It represents innocence, a bunch of things, but it's also just very pretty and I love it. And I got my phoenix tattoo, which neighbors my little fairy right back here, the day after. I like to book my tattoos like in quick succession, if you can't tell. Oh my god, I'm forgetting to talk about the pain. The pain of my dragon. This did not hurt at all. This is like a 1 on 10. The pain up here, I would say more like a 3, but really didn't hurt that much. Back here, I found it a little bit more tender on the tricep. I'm just gonna get that out of the way because I keep forgetting the pain. Let's give that a 4. A 3 or 4. None of these really hurt. The ones that hurt a little bit more, I'll let you know, but like all of the ones that I've spoken about so far, they don't hurt that bad. But the back of the arm where my little phoenix is a little bit more tender. But the phoenix, I just, think it's cool as well. Like truly a lot of these tattoos I got because I think it's cool. And the meaning, I feel like it sounds deeper than it is. But this last year, I've learned so much about myself, and I feel like I have risen into a version of myself, like risen from the ashes, which is what you think about when you think of a phoenix. It's like you can burn to ashes only to rise again. And I remember when I was going through my breakup, I was like, this is it. I literally checked myself into the hospital because I was having suicide ideation. I did not feel good about myself, who I was. My whole life felt like a mess. And if I can reach that literally like ground zero and build myself back up, and now I have this beautiful apartment, I'm building my own life, I continue to like have this roof over my head, I'm self-employed, I have a beautiful dog, I have wonderful friends, I am creating something for myself. And for me, this phoenix was just a reminder that even sometimes if you feel like you are just at fucking zero, you can build yourself back up. You can always build yourself back up. And even if you are somebody who, like myself, has felt this profound deep loss or devastation, you can continue to rebuild your life. It's just a new chapter. That's my little reminder. And I do like it. I like all my tattoos. I'm a big fan. As you can tell, my fairy, my dragon, my phoenix, these are all similar styles. And so this arm, I'm gonna keep the same sort of style to do an ornamental sleeve, if that makes sense. And I continued the style down onto my hand. I love hand tattoos. I absolutely love them. The thing with hand tattoos though is that they tend to fade a little bit faster, just like your fingers. And I have tattoos on my fingers as well that I'll go over. But this hand tattoo was probably the tattoo that had the most meaning going into the call. And I will say, the hand probably hurts. I think this one hurt the most. Out of all of the tattoos that I have, it hurt more than the spine, and primarily over the knuckle is where it kind of hurts. And so this tattoo, I have a dragonfly, and this one is the most meaningful tattoo, probably, I don't know. I have two that are very meaningful to me, but like one of the most meaningful tattoos that I have on my body. This is a memorial piece for my mom. I do have a couple of pieces on my body for her. The reason that I chose a dragonfly is because they are beautiful, but they live incredibly short lives. Beautiful lives, but short lives. And my mom died at the age of 39, and I'm turning 29 this year, so it's crazy to think about. She was so fucking young when cancer took her from us, and this dragonfly symbolizes that. And on my hand, there's the number 2,162. I debated if I wanted to share what this meant because part of me just wanted to keep it, I don't know, for myself. But at the end of the day, I realized that I don't really mind sharing parts of myself. And so 2,162, that is the number of days I got with my mom on earth before she passed away. Because I was born December and she passed away November, just shy of a month of, like, before my 6th birthday. And I can't believe I only got 2,162 days with her. Behind the dragonfly, there is a triangle. The triangle represents my siblings and I. My sister is up here at the top. I am over there at the bottom with the little sparkles. I had to give myself something special. And then my brother, my baby brother, he's the smallest little bit of the triangle, behind my mom. And she is on top of all of us because she is a piece of all of us. And yeah, it's a very meaningful tattoo to me. I love it. When I miss her, I just like give my hand a little bit of a kiss. And we also added some ornamental detailing on my wrist just to tie this piece in with the dragon. This paint, I would give it like a 5 or 6 on 10, especially when we were doing these vine details over my knuckles and my finger tattoos. As you can see, they need to be touched up again because they fade, but this really did kind of hurt. Even though it doesn't look like it would compared to other tattoos that I have, but like this is just such a sensitive spot, and your hand has so many like nerve endings, and there's just so much feeling in there that it is a little bit painful. And I would give this again like a 5 or 6 on 10. And Haku, my little dragon over here, my little guardian angel, I really like his position right above my mom's tattoo over here, because for me it's like he is also her little guardian angel, which I love. But this is one of my favorite tattoos. I think that hand tattoos are so fun. And I know that they are considered like job stoppers for a lot of people because it's in a very visible place. I don't know, I think that my tattoos look elegant, and if somebody doesn't want to give me a job because I have a tattoo on my hand, then I don't want to work there, frankly, but I love it. The next tattoo that I got was another tattoo for my mom. Growing up, books that my siblings and I love to read were the Peter Rabbit books. I feel like this is very millennial core. If you grew up in the 90s, you were probably read a Peter Rabbit book at some point in time. And I did get a cute little like outline of Peter Rabbit hugging his mama, and I did get a quote underneath, and that quote reads, "with a great big hug." So the quote is not related to Peter Rabbit, but both of these things are related to my mom. So Peter Rabbit in general is just reminiscent of my childhood, of loving those books, of them having such like a soft spot in my heart. I was obsessed with probably anything Beatrix Potter wrote growing up, and my mom growing up, every single night when she was around, she would sing the song, like the Barney song, "I love you, you love me, we're a happy family," that song basically. And one of the lines is, "with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you, won't you say you love me too?" And so I got "with a great big hug," and then the mama rabbit and the baby rabbit hugging. And again, it's a very important tattoo. As you can see, some of these tattoos have a lot more meaning and importance to me than others, but to me, I don't think tattoos need meaning. Like, they don't. I love all of my tattoos. And yeah, some of them have meaning and some of them don't, and I wouldn't change anything about the way that I personally have navigated my tattoo journey. Okay, this tattoo didn't take that long, okay? But this inside of the arm over here, none of my tattoos ever have bruised. None of them have ever bruised me, okay? This one, literally that night and the day after, taking off the second skin hurt. I was purple and blue. It just is such a sensitive spot that I will say the recovery hurt more than getting the tattoo itself. So I'm going to add that recovery over here with the pain scale of like a 6, because this spot is just so freaking tender. It's so tender and it hurts. And then while I got this tattoo, I'm very impulsive because I got 3 more tattoos the same day from my artist, from her flash pieces. And if you don't know what flash pieces are, it's basically like art that is not designed for you in particular. Like they're just pieces that the artist wants to tattoo on people. So they kind of have like a book that you can go through of flash pieces. And once you get that flash piece, nobody else can get it. Like it's kind of like a one-off flash, if that makes sense. The reason that I got 3 is because it was kind of like it was almost like a deal. You get 3, you get a lower price. And I was like, why not get more bang for your buck? And I got these impulsively. I decided within 30 minutes which pieces that I wanted. And all 3 of these flash pieces, none of them really hurt. I'd give the pain scale a like 1 to 2 on 10, and they really didn't take a lot of time. 2 of them have meaning and 1 of them doesn't at all. The one that has 0 meaning is one that I have over here on my shoulder. It's kind of just like a little sexy little heart, because it is a heart that has little devil horns. And it's literally just for shits and gigs. It's just for fun. It's kind of like a little flirty tattoo. It makes me feel cute, but it has no meaning other than I think it's cute and sexy. And I like that I can like hide it under a bra strap, and it's like a little hidden tattoo almost. I love that. She had this like blank locket on her flash sheet, and I asked if she could add the letter B. I added the letter B for my nephew. His name starts with the letter B, and I wanted something for him on my body forever. And yeah, so I have that piece for him. It is very fun. I also really love the placement. With my placements, I really trust my artist. I ask her a lot of the time, I'm like, you know better than me. Where do you think I should put it? Like, I'm a very easygoing client, and we rarely have to move stencils or anything like that. And then the third piece that I got from her flash is my silly little duck over here. I call him a goose, but he is a duck. And this tattoo, I love it. It's also just for fun, but this tattoo for me, if there is any meaning behind it, the meaning is to not take life too seriously. Like, I literally have a duck tattooed on me, and he has a bow tie and he's wearing glasses, and it's literally just for fun. And every time I look at him, I'm like, don't take life too seriously, because it's not that serious. Most things in life are not that serious. And so that's a reminder for me. Don't take shit seriously, okay? Because for all I know, tomorrow could be my last day on earth, knock on wood, and I want to do the things that I want to do. I want to tell the people that I love them. I want to wear the things that I want to wear. I want to eat the food that I want to eat. Like, life is too short to not be a silly little duck, even though I call him my silly little goose. Now we are on to my last 2 tattoos for now. And I'm going to start with my quote that I have over here. It is a Seneca quote. And this quote originally, the original quote is, "He who is brave is free." But I changed it to, "She who is brave is free." And I think that this quote has a lot of meaning for a lot of different reasons. I think that to be yourself, or to be free in any sort of sense of the way, whether that is to love freely, whether that is to follow your dreams, the career that you want, follow your heart, whatever it might be, is that you have to be brave. And if you are brave, then you will be free. Recovering from my eating disorder required a lot of bravery, and that led me to freedom. Not caring what people think and just allowing myself to post online has brought me so much freedom when it comes to my mindset, but also meeting new people and meeting friends. Because if there's one thing that I really don't tend to care about, it's what people think about me. And if younger me knew that, she would be like, what the hell, how did you do that? Mindset change. I really changed my mindset. And I think that if you want to be free from judgment, free from, I don't know, the shackles of living in this world, you've got to be brave and do things that scare you. And so every time I look at this, it's a reminder of all of those scary things that I've done that have brought me so many wonderful, important things in my life. And yeah, we can all be brave sometimes. And so if I'm ever, I don't know, hesitating about something, or I'm a little bit nervous, or I'm a little bit scared, I'm like, be brave. If you want to be free, be brave. And so that is why I have that quote. This one didn't hurt at all. Probably another 2 on 10. And then my last tattoo, which is probably one of my favorite tattoos ever, and has no meaning, is this tiger that is playing with butterflies. This tattoo makes me so fucking happy. I feel badass. I feel sexy. I feel very much like me. I feel like I've been born with all of these tattoos on my body. And my tattoo artist was actually the one who had this idea, because I just wanted a tiger, and then she was like, well, what about like a tiger playing with butterflies? And I really love the imagery of something so ferocious and scary, just like stopping. It's like stopping to smell the flowers, but like stopping and being playful and like playing with butterflies, something that's so delicate like the butterflies that meets this ferociousness of the tiger. I love it. And as I said before, with this butterfly, I love butterflies so much. So I have my beautiful little tiger. I haven't named him yet, so I want to think of names a little bit. And there are 4 butterflies that circle him. This is the only tattoo that is not just black and gray. Like, there is little white highlights on it as well. And it really didn't hurt. And the amount of detail, like, my tattoo artist has such a delicate hand. She is so talented. And I would say that this one was probably like a 3.5, 4 on 10. But I love it so much. It's just, every time I see it, it makes me so happy. And for me, that is the goal of my tattoos, is to make me happy. Make myself happy. Whatever. I do it for myself, and I think that that's what tattoos should be and are for. And I, for so long, hesitated to get tattoos because I was like, what are people gonna think about that? What are people like? To be brave is to be free. Who cares? Some of you might hate my tattoos, and that's also okay, because I love them, and that's what matters most. But those are all 12 of my tattoos. I wanted to talk a little bit more about them and give a little bit of just, yeah, a tattoo tour. But let me know which tattoo is your favorite, or maybe share some of your tattoos that you have. Maybe I'll take some inspo from some of them, because I know that my tattoo journey is not over. It is not over at all. I love them, and they just feel like, again, they are a part of me. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. I always appreciate reading your comments and hearing from all of you. But don't forget to do something kind for yourself, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, friends.